I have like a Death Stranding BB. I got like a baby fetus and a thing sitting behind me. I'm like, what is this?
Anyway. Himself will not sink this.
I have a child. I have a child. It's the best, dude.
All right.
You guys hear that? That's a pen. That is a beautiful Posca pen, and you guys can't see it, but I'm currently signing Matt's fucking Borderlands 3 steel case. Fucking beautiful. I play Bo the Burger Guy.
Yeah, he was the Burger Man
in Borderlands 3, among other things.
The Hamburglar Man.
And in Borderlands 2, I played a quest giver. It was actually notoriously one of the most difficult quests, called I Like My Monsters Rare. Is in a DLC, Hammerlock's Hunt.
Okay,
so
Hammerlock.
Annoying, this quest, dude. Because the monsters would only spawn, the rare ones, once in a while. And they're just tough to find. You're like waiting and running, you know.
Oh wait, Hammerlock DLC. I'm trying to think. With that, welcome to Sequel Podcast. I'm Matt Bonta, and here with me is
Ricco Fajardo. We are, just so you guys know contextually, old friends. It's been about 20 years.
20? I mean, we've known each other longer than that.
Longer than that. But guys, I never thought in my life I could say that about a human being. But here we are.
I'm not the only one. I'm not the only 20-year.
No. But like, this is really exciting, man. This is really exciting. We just got finished shooting a little film. Can we talk about that?
We can talk about that, but we'll probably finish with that.
We'll
finish with that.
Oh, we'll finish. Okay, cool. I'll let you Ray lead. I'm trying to think of something clever that Bo would say. I'm going to put those goddamn Mallow on. I'll say eat burger. Eat Borgar.
Usually, and you know, I got one last thing. Leah's roommate at the house wanted to get your signature too.
No more. What is it?
She wanted like one of these salmon pages, and she wanted you to sign like the bottom of it.
So
I took
cute.
One of the script pages.
I got you. I'm on it.
With your lines from the big secret project.
Oh, I almost blew it, dude.
No, it's not secret.
I was about to say.
I'm posting pictures all over the last 2 months.
I was going to say, you're literally active as hell on it.
I'm like, don't tell anyone.
Don't tell it.
Universe, but this is what's going on. No, so, you know, usually when I got people on for the first time, and it's usually like new actors that I meet that are in my movies, it's just like, so, you like acting. How did it come to that conclusion?
Me?
Yeah. So, like, where are you from?
Okay.
Where were you born?
In the good old city of San Jose, California. I'm drawing a burger right now, by the way. So, there you go. I put, eat Borgar, you goddamn Mallow.
That better be medium rare, too.
No, man. Well done. Come on. I like my monsters rare. But yeah, dude. Shoot. I guess, born in San Jose, California, Bay Area kid, military family. We moved a lot, mostly just because I think I was raised by my dad, and he was like changed locations a bunch, always trying to find the right fit for our little family.
Branch?
Army.
Army, okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And my family, gosh, I'm second generation, so I was born here. My parents are not, but like, so I am like, you know,
Wouldn't that make you first generation?
No, I know. I thought the same thing. First generation means you immigrated here. Second generation means you were born here.
Of a first generation American.
Negative.
No, okay.
Negative. No.
Wrong.
It's still. I know. I looked it up, dude, because I was actually Ken Washington, beautiful gentleman. He's passed since. He used to teach at the Guthrie Theater. He had looked like Kermit the Frog a little bit. Wise old black man, beautiful. Used to dance professionally, and he would talk like this. But he was like, Ricco, your heritage is so important. And I was like, that's the first time I think in middle of grad school. It was like 2011. I gave earnest thought to like my heritage, my upbringing. And don't get me wrong, I consider myself like Filipino American, even though I'm very mixed. Like part Filipino, but so many other things. I learned, according to Ancestry.com, that I am Scottish, Native American, Mexican, like, what is it? Oh my God, like so much. I gotta like show you the picture of like all the things I am.
Sure.
but it led me to thinking about identity. Like, who are you? What? Like, because literally, I could just say like, oh, I'm Filipino American, and I leave it at that.
Right. Well, I mean, I say I'm Native American. You know,
Yeah.
I did the 23andMe thing where you spit into the test.
Yeah, same. And you got to like put the little
And I
crystals.
was a little disappointed with the percentage I got back.
Oh,
I
no,
mean,
why?
I'm still. Well, it's just, you know, like you say that you're half, and you find out you're not even that much. But I'm still a card carrying member. I still get my free, you know, medical, dental, and whatnot.
Oh, that's wonderful.
But like, it's not quite as much as I would like it to be.
Well, those are cool. I'm curious, man. I want to ask you about that. Just real funny that I'm thinking about like, I don't get any like bennies from being Filipino, other than the fact that I can kind of dance a little bit.
Well, I
and
mean,
sing.
you weren't here to begin with, and then they came in and take your land and everything away from you.
Yeah, it seems to be a thing.
I mean, you can go talk to the Spanish about that when Columbus went over there.
But it's like everywhere. By the way, I work a lot on anime, and there's a show I work on called Golden Kamuy. And it's a historical anime, so you learn a lot of stuff about.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really good. I play a character named Kiraranke. A lot of intrigue, political like stuff.
Which historical?
So I'm a Russo-Japanese, like
sure.
so same kind of deal. No. I'm just like what you're talking about with like colonizers. Same thing. Japan, Russia. And
what?
Yes.
Russia? Who invaded?
Yes.
Who
Well,
colonized too?
You need to watch it, dude, because I don't know the facts well enough, even though I'm in the show.
What did you say it was called? Is it on
Golden
DVD?
Yeah, Golden Kamuy. So Golden, and then Kamuy is Kamuy. I believe. Oh my god, I got fact check myself. You see it? Golden Kamuy.
Yeah. Kamuy.
Kamuy. Yeah. Dude, you will learn some stuff, and it's very funny. It's an anime. You know what I mean? So like.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it. But talking about identity and heritage, man, like you learn. Yep, that's the one. You learn a lot about that. Not just okay, because we're. I assume this is maybe a little bold if you guys are listening to this and you live in the States, the United States, but we have, we're the youngest.
It's a good bet.
we are the youngest country still on the planet, and like here we are, like we're still trying to figure out soccer, football, we're still a bunch of things that we very, very proud of as Americans, but also we have things not proud of, like slavery, for instance, among other things.
Right.
Native peoples, yeah, the subjugation and the taking of the land of Native peoples, like, and it's like we wanna like cudgel ourselves for it, and like it makes sense. There's atonement and forgiveness and things that have to happen, but it's always so hard in like a capitalist country like America. But then you look at like any amount of history from any country, and every country has had some kind of thing like that.
Sure.
And so
all the great, and that's air quotes, great like
nation.
conquerors.
Oh yes.
Like Alexander.
Yes.
And like Genghis Khan. The big names. Like they were all trying to take over the world.
Yeah, and that comes with a price. Like unification is exciting, but then we were actually I don't know if we were live. We were talking about this. We were talking about houses, you guys, and how those cookie cutter homes exist. And Matt was just saying, like, man, I hate those.
I hate the cookie cutter homes.
They're pretty whack, right? You want something unique. You want something special. It's like, well, that's gonna cost more, right? Like, it becomes a thing where, like, it becomes homogenous when you have this unification. Everything's the same, but we're humans, dude. We crave something exciting, something new.
Customization,
dude. Yeah, and we always want to feel unique and special. I think in some capacity. And I could talk about at lengths at that, but to go back to like unification and all these great conquerors, it's like, yeah, you want to believe that, whatever country you hail from is the greatest, best thing. But in order to get to that point, it's like, and you look at the struggles, we're constantly evolving and changing, man. Like we're still dealing with
bloody past.
Yeah. I really enjoy like Star Trek when they have like, oh, look at all these different like races of not just humans, like aliens and stuff hanging out.
Yeah.
But then you get like the speciesism or the racism of like aliens.
Right.
Like humans.
Xenophobia.
Yeah. Humans aren't really racist to each other because like we found someone else to be to other. Do you know what I mean?
So right. You're so right.
We always got to find someone to like other in order to.
Those damn Klingons. Damn Romulans.
I love the Klingons, dude. They're so cool. The warrior race. They're abrasive, but damn if they aren't honest.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's
and I could respect that.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. The honesty is important, man. It's like blood and bone, and but again, and human. What is it? I love Data in that show.
Yep.
Data's one of my favorite
Yep.
because he is like the sort of beautiful reflection of mankind. He's trying to be the prototypical, you know.
Well, I mean, you know, and that's his reflection on what he thinks it is to be human based on, you know, the people that surround him, right?
Yeah.
Which is, you know, that whole like speech about Superman and Clark Kent in Kill Bill, where he's like, Superman is Superman, but when he pretends to be human, you know, he's weak and bumbling and
flawed
stumbling.
and yeah.
Because that's what he sees humans as.
Yes, he's like flawed.
Yeah.
Right? And so we have to, I guess, always have room. That seems to be the eternal conflict of humanities. We got, who knew that this is what this podcast is going to be about, you guys? But like the eternal conflict,
deep conversation,
the meaning of life, you guys, of having that push and pull where you want to unify, you want to make a beautiful like movie, say, or do some beautiful piece of art, but you're gonna have to crack open the paint. You're gonna have to maybe tear the canvas. You might get injured.
I'm all for that. As nerds here, right? I like to open my toys.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, yeah.
You got those guys, mitten box, mint on card.
Oh my god, man.
Hanging on the wall.
Yeah, dude. So
or just in a box in a basement somewhere.
And it's just sitting there. It's like you don't enjoy it. So like, but then actually that begs the question: what's the purpose of the toy? Like, how does it bring you joy? I'm writing a book right now where I'm talking about how we consume art. So like, you're the kind of guy, we get a Superman toy, right? It's mint in box from whatever, 1950s, let's say.
Sure.
Because I know Superman was around during World War II because all those cool comics and stuff. But like, let's say this is like an OG toy. Yeah. You open that thing?
Yep. Oh, no. Hold on now. Hold on.
Oh,
slow down.
Okay.
All
right.
So you're saying like if I like go on eBay, I find this vintage toy, like I'm able to buy it, brand new, never been opened, I probably would not open that.
Context is everything. Let's say you go to a yard sale and you find one. It's maybe weathered. It's not mint in box,
right,
but
it's
it is
just loose.
It's
loose
just,
figure
that's a loose Superman. yeah, it's loose. So let's just say the value of it isn't going to be highly like monetarily.
Right.
Do you
500 opposed to 5,000?
Or maybe the box is messed up or something like that, right?
Right.
Like, would you go ahead and just crack it open?
Yeah, no, I've got a situation where that happened.
Tell me.
I bought so I listened to the podcast Tell 'em Steve Dave. That's one of my favorite podcasts. Those are Kevin Smith's guys.
Oh, cool. I haven't heard it. Check it out.
They had their figures from the cartoon. What is it? Fanboy and Steve Dave and Fanboy.
Uh-huh.
And I bought a signed Steve Dave, and it came in right. It looked like it was mint on card, signed by Steve Dave from some other fan.
Sure.
And it came in, but like it was not mint on card. The blister pack was off of falling off of the cardboard.
Oh, I see.
And I was just like,
Damn.
like $50 to $80, whatever it was I paid for it, and I was like, fuck it. So I just took the blister off all the way, where the signature was,
Sure.
and just took the figure out and put it on the shelf on display. But I kept the like a garbage part, but the signature's on there. But yeah, so it's kind of that situation. If I'm at a yard sale and I find a Superman vintage, but it's I probably would take it out all the way.
Mm-hmm. So my question here, I guess, then, because there's a monetary value, right? My story, well, I should say there's a monetary value to things. Mint in box Superman toy from the 50s is probably worth thousands, many thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands,
probably maybe tens of thousands.
I'm saying, man, I've seen some crazy stuff. The reason why I say that, there's monetary value, but then there's the emotional value, right? Of like what it means to you, because
like why you want to buy
why you want it. And why some people find it more valuable outside of the box, and other people find it more valuable inside the box. People lose their mind. I've signed these Funko Pops all the time of characters I play in anime, and if the box is like slightly dented or dinged, people lose their mind sometimes.
Dude, check this shit out. Tell me. This is some bullshit, dude. So I got my wife tickets to Ed Sheeran.
Cool.
For Christmas, right? But
I'm in love with the shape of you.
Now we got to pay for that song.
Oh.
No.
I'll change the pitch. I'm in love with the shape of you. There you go. Put that back in. Just slide that over.
But we also collect Funkos, right? We both like went crazy at one point.
Sure.
And we're like, gotta catch them all.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get an Ed Sheeran pop.
Cool. Yeah.
Because the tickets were just on my phone. Right?
Sure.
Digital.
Sure.
Yeah. So like here's the for Christmas open up the pop Ed Sheeran, but it also comes with the tickets.
Amazing. Cute.
But the eBay seller, and I messaged her after the fact. Whoever boxed it up put it into a smaller box than what a pop box
and
is,
crushed it.
And crushed it.
And
I was like, and once again, I like to open my pops, right?
Yeah.
And take them out. And,
sure.
And the early days of my pop collecting, I threw the boxes away, so I just have the figure.
Sure.
I've got some spendy ones too, back before it was even a thing.
Yeah.
So I'm not like super devastated. But it's just like, oh, this is lame. And I was like, hey, this came all damaged and shit. And she's like, oh, I asked my boyfriend to help me box some of these up and send them out. Like, I'll refund you, like, the shipping. I'm like, this is something we were talking about before the podcast. Like, accountability for, your customer service and everything else.
Oh, dude, and that's so tough. But again, it's like there's a little ding. Means a lot to you and I, right? Because we both have collected before. To some other folks, care less. I still have the thing. It doesn't matter that it's hurt. I'm not reselling it. This matters to me. And I get this. I get this a lot, dude, at the table. The reason why I bring this up, the story I keep dodging, not dodging, but I keep, my ADHD is so strong. I'm going to go back to...
you and me both. So who knows where this is going to end up.
When I'm playing Magic the Gathering as a kiddo, I won a prize. And I rarely won because I always played like red decks, which if you play Magic the Gathering, that's just fire. It's very quick and fast. And if you're out of mana, you're tapped.
I love a burn deck. I love a good burn deck.
If you're out of mana, you're tapped out. You know what I mean? But like, fortunately, I won. And they're like, all right, Ricco, you can choose your prize. You can either choose the brand new set of Magic, and I'm going to age myself, but it's Ice Age.
Like a booster box? Or
no, the whole complete set.
Oh, okay.
So it was worth, I think, almost like $250 at the time, which was like, for me, dude, I'm like 12 years old. I'm like, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And most people are already trying to like, can I buy your Jester's Cap? Can I buy your... And I'm like, no, I want to keep it. They're like, or you could have this new card set that came out. It's a complete collection, just came out.
Mirage. Called
Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
And Pokemon is for kids. It's for babies. But it's brand new, and it's like, might be worth something someday. I chose Ice Age because my brothers were like, yeah, that's for babies. Pick this one. That set, I saw at a collector's convention recently, and it sold for a little north of $200,000. And you can't predict.
$200,000?
Correct. A house. It was a small house. But the point, what I'm trying to get at, man, is like, and again, I'm sure there was some foil stuff, there was some extra stuff, but like my mind... as a young person, I had like whatever Venom #1. I had like the Superman Death of Superman comic, and at some point, they were just in my attic, or they were in my old room. And my father, we had like a falling out. He just threw my shit away.
Right.
But like I had like Mox Emeralds. I had like Mox. I had like expensive cards that are now, when I see them at collectors shows, like worth thousands of dollars.
Some of those dual lands.
I had every dual land.
Beta cards.
Mostly unlimited because those were accessible. Beta was like, for some reason people wanted so much for beta because of the thing, but alpha is like out of this world. Anyway, all that said,
Black Lotuses. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's all good. I think the Post Malone, I was trying to pull for the One Ring. I bought $1,500 worth of the new Lord of the Rings set.
Dude, I saw you post that shit, and I'm like, Magic's doing Lord of the Rings now?
Yeah, it's a cool set. It's a cool set, dude. I wish we could just sit here and draft. But yeah, it's really neat.
It just so happened.
Well, dude, that'd be actually rad. But it's a really fun set, and someone pulled the serialized One Ring, and there are other rings, that were given to men and dwarves and blah blah. I think there's like 1,000 of them or something. So I haven't opened my packs yet. They only come in limited packs.
You're like Charlie Bucket over here.
What's that?
From Willy Wonka.
Oh yeah, the golden ticket. Yeah, man. But apparently this guy got it, and immediately when he pulled it, he went to the bank, put it in a safe deposit box, got it like security, blah blah blah. And Post Malone, I think, paid him several $1 million for it.
Yeah. I think like $2
to get the One Ring, which I'm like
5 or something.
Yeah, which is dope, man. I mean, like. That's so cool. But the downside is I was about to go open some packs. I don't do streams like that usually. I stream usually video games on my Twitch. But I was like, guys, I got a bunch of packs. What if I get it? And as I'm opening, Kotaku posts.
News breaks.
Yeah, dude pulled One Ring. Oh.
I don't even want these anymore.
I literally opened like a pack. And I was like, womp, But it was all good because I still might have like a ring. They have these things they're called inside every box. There's a box topper, and some of those toppers are worth several $1,000s. So we'll see.
What's a box top?
It's like one special card of like a land or something, but it's like they're ultra rare apparently. Anyway, or garbage.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it's like a little bit like gambling, like some So as you know, it's super fun to do the gotcha stuff. Like Genshin Impact and all these other, which I'm in that game. But do you ever like play a game and pay for digital stuff like that?
Well, not like Fortnite.
Yeah, or anything like that.
I mean, look. Okay, so Pokemon Go. Me and my wife got big into that, and it's like we need more space for Pokemon. We need more space for items.
Did you buy more balls? Hella Master Balls.
I mean, we bought balls. We bought bag space, Pokemon storage, and it's just like, crazy for that. Same with Fortnite. Just like buying the cool costumes. It's like. We got My Hero stuff on here now, or Terminator, Predator, X-Men, Star Wars. Wild, dude.
There's so much crossover.
And it's
there's so many. There's something
for something that's non-tangible.
Yeah,
to pay for it.
I mean, that's the gig right now, right? It's like we're paying for this like
microtransactions.
What's the one game, Counter-Strike, where the one knife sold for like $1 million or something?
I don't know. I have
There's
no idea.
Some special knife branding on it, and it's like $1 million like knife in this game.
Well, did you ever watch what's the show on Apple? It's Mac from Sunny. Oh gosh, where they're making like a World of Warcraft type game.
Oh yeah,
and the first season's all about like a shovel.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's so good. I don't know why I can't think of what it's called, but like you'd probably dig it a lot.
I think is it the one with like all the voice actors in it? Because
it's got Tiny Tina, Ashley Birch.
Yeah. I believe her brotder Anthony, because he's a writer.
Yeah, he
on
wrote
that show.
Borderlands 2. I don't know if he worked on the show, but
he had to have. I imagine he's always working, man. I think I haven't seen the show yet, but I was familiar with it.
Why can't I remember what that show is called?
It's something very simple. It's like one word, like I want to say like it's not like Kickstart. But it's something like startup or some shit like that. Anyway, but yeah. It's cool. I want to do more. I'm trying to get more. Every time I do like
Mythic Quest.
Every time I try to do a convention appearance and I see some of my friends going, I try to make like a sketch with them. So I'm in this show called Blue Lock. It's a soccer show.
Mm-hmm.
And
I see.
When I did an announcement for that, I brought the director in and I had him like play goalie for a second as like a little cameo as I'm kicking the ball angrily into the net. And like, other things where if I'm doing like a My Hero announcement, I brought my buddy Justin Cook on, and he plays like Kirishima in that show, and had him be this mysterious person who's like, Ricco, you're going to miss your flight. And so just fun little like sketches like that. But I especially because we just worked on a project,
which we'll get to.
We'll get to. There is
we just gotta keep an eye on the time, right?
Oh yeah, we're fine. Okay. A powerful desire to do on-camera work with my voice friends.
I love seeing voice actors live.
Yeah, I think my favorite, Steve Ogg, dude, who freaking like he did the mocap for Grand Theft Auto. He was not Trevor. He was fucking what's the name? The crazy one. No, the Trevor. Is Trevor the crazy guy?
He's the main guy, right?
Oh, I think it is Trevor, actually. Trevor's the one that's like literally, it's like Santa Clarita. He's living in the art. He's just out there. Like, because if you guys haven't played Grand Theft Auto, is it 5? 5. You can jump between characters pretty seamlessly. There's 3 characters you play. No spoilers, assuming if no one dies. But
I think there's a moratorium on that spoiler.
You can jump to you can jump to Michael, who has like this family in the hills. He's his father trying to do all the things. Raising a family. You got oh my goodness, what is his name? He's like literally the main character. Oh no, I can't remember. I feel bad.
I got you.
Thank you.
I got you.
It's on the tip of my tongue. It's not Lincoln. It's like a president's name.
You got Trevor Phillips.
Yeah. Trevor's the psycho.
Oh, fuck.
It's all good. Just so you guys know, Matt's looking up right now. Yeah,
We got the producer in the sound booth looking it up for us.
Yeah, we got so Michael. I think you first start the game as Michael, and he's just working with his family, trying to raise a family, which is wild.
Michael Townley, Trevor Phillips, and Brad Snyder.
Brad Snyder. That's not right.
Well, says
hang on. Let's see.
Michael, Radio Silent, Franklin.
Okay. I was like, it's not a president. It's like Benjamin
Gangster Franklin Clinton.
Yes.
I mean, Clinton's a president.
So Franklin is like, I guess technically the main character if you play that game, but like Franklin's at his house and he's like, he lives like in the not as fancy part of town. You know what I mean? What we might affectionately call the hood. And he's there and he's got his mom, and his mom's like going running with all the other like sexy mamas in the neighborhood. And have you played through 5?
I started it and never got into it, but now you're selling it on me, dude.
The scene work, the voice work done.
It looked great. Like that was like that came with my PS4 when I got it.
Yeah.
And it blew my mind when like the cops are there and it's flashing red and blue on my control. I sound so stupid and lame.
No, you're
excited about that, but like brand new with the PlayStation 4, I thought that was pretty cool, but. No, I got into Last of Us for PlayStation 4 and then kind of didn't look back and just didn't have time for GTA and then jumped right into Borderlands.
Dude, there is a character in Grand Theft Auto 5. It is Franklin's best friend named Lamar. Some of the best voice acting. And it sounds like it's so casual, so natural, so great. I'm literally trying to pull it up for you right now. I don't know why Reels shows up right away. Let me see. Lamar... GTA. It came up right away. Lamar roasting Franklin. I'm just gonna play this.
All
and
right.
Hopefully we don't get in trouble. But this is just hilarious. So it's like Lamar hanging out, and he's
Clip
like,
incoming.
Yeah, clip incoming. I'm pulling out. This game is so good, dude. I didn't even get to talk about Steve Ogg yet, but this is
or more of where you're from.
This is come up in your crib. Man, fuck you. I see you at work. Oh, nigga, don't hate me because I'm beautiful, nigga. Maybe you got rid of that old yee-yee-ass haircut you got. You get some bitches on your dick. Oh, better yet, maybe Tanisha will call your dog ass if she ever stop fucking with that brain surgeon, the lawyer she fucking with. Nigga.
Oh, my God.
Bro.
What?
I fell out of my seat. I don't know how you can, write. He is so funny. He's so fast. He's so natural and a part of the world. You play a game like that, dude. And apologies for any of the crass language in there. I just it is such a memorable performance. And when you're in a game like that, dude, and you're immersed in you have these people that are just entities in this world, it feels like they're out all doing stuff, which when you jump between characters, they are doing stuff. So if you play as Franklin, you're hanging out with Lamar and he's roasting you, right? You could jump to Michael, and Michael is doing tennis lessons with his wife. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden you control him. So you drop the tennis racket and you just start going. Or you skip to Trevor, and Trevor's covered in blood and he's in his underwear in the desert and there's a dead animal in front of him. And he goes, not again. Not again.
Yeah, and I've got to play this now, dude.
Dude, it is a treat to play GTA 5. It is probably one of the most fun experiences I have had. And I know there was leaks and stuff for Rockstar, so I think they have another one in the pocket that's coming. But what's really fun is it's based in Los Angeles.
Right.
So if you live in LA or you've been around LA, you could be oh my God, this is I know this street. It's really cool. Anyway, all that to say, Steve Ogg plays Trevor. And he is a psychopath, and the acting is, I would say it's on par with Lamar's voice actor as well. But Steve Ogg also does on camera. I think he was on Walking Dead. He does a ton of on camera stuff. He was on Better Call Saul.
Was he on Better Call? I love both those shows, and I
look it up. Steve Ogg. He's got a very distinct look, and by the way, he looks the same. And no matter what he plays, they don't. He kind of has the dark circles under his eyes.
Oh, he was the asshole dude in Walking Dead. Hated that fucking guy.
He plays, and apparently he's a sweetheart, which is funny. Most actors that are total dickheads.
He was a piece of shit in
Yes.
Walking Dead.
Yes.
Could not wait for that guy to get it.
Oh, dude, when you play GTA, you'll find yourself rooting for him and also hating him. Mm-hmm. It's an incredible experience to play as Trevor. But anyway, I don't want to. You said there's a moratorium, but you got to play it, dude. I
guess don't spoil it for me.
Yeah, but being immersed, and then it's different. There's different endings you can get. But that said, man, because we just went from toys to like video games, like being immersed in something, whether it is like toys in an art form where you're like, man, this is so cool, I want my pop to be out of the box, place it here.
Yeah,
or like in
yeah.
a video game where, you know, I'm
Like
playing
blasphemy for collectors, essentially.
yeah, people get really hurt, man. But to me, when I see someone respond like that, that is them. There's an attitude where they want. To me, that's a fan telling me, I'm trying to. They've like lost. I don't mean to get like deeper, but like
Let's get as deep as we can get.
People feel like they want something nice in life. Do you know what I mean? They usually have either experienced some kind of loss, or they don't like the value to that. Like keeping something pristine, it like fulfills kind of like the OCD of like, there it is, it's there, it's perfect, I have it signed, it's all good, it's encased, it's got the JSA certification, and there's a fulfillment that comes from that. I get that same kind of fulfillment in like playing a video game and 100%ing a game.
Right.
My buddy Cliff Chapin, he plays Bakugo in My Hero Academia. He always likes to platinum games. I'm like, bro, you don't need
That
to
guy's an asshole too.
You don't need it. You don't. I know. I'm like, again, sweetheart in real life. He will chase that one achievement. Then I'm like, why? Why? He's like, we got to platinum it.
That .1.
And there is this fulfillment you get from it, though. It's like, we did it. We completed the story. And that fulfillment, man, I think in life, it's like, how often do we get that? Pretty rarely, I'd say. You know, the satisfaction of like...
Complete. Yeah, no, I get it.
You know?
I get it. Let me tell you this, as a collector thing here. This could be blasphemy as well. So I collect comic books. I don't know if you noticed when you were at my place, but like I've got like floor to ceiling long boxes of comics.
Oh, I seen them.
And 1 year, I was like, I got mostly Batman stuff, right? And it's like year 1 to New 52 Batman stuff. I've got like a complete collection of Batman's appearances in his titles, and scattered like appearances, JLA, Superman, Wonder Woman, whatever. I went and found like someone did like a list of his chronological appearances, right? Because like Legends of the Dark Knight will take place in year 1 or year 5,
okay.
You know? And you know, I know like Detective and Batman will cross over with Nightwing, so I wanted to get like a comprehensive list chronologically of when Batman started till, you know, current whatever. And then I found an even bigger list, even more specific, and I'm like, I gotta get all these. I eventually got all of them, but they're just sitting bagged and boarded in a long box. So I found a place where you can send stacks of books, and they'll hardcover bound them for you.
Oh, fresh.
So what you do is you take the comic book and you open it up and you rip out the ads, right?
Oh, I see.
Some of the other ones, some of them you can't because it's like an ad and then it's comic, like then it's
yes,
the panels.
I'm familiar.
So those ones have to stay, but like essentially I'm ripping up comic books, and getting a nice stack of
dirty.
Like 25, you know, I think it's like 2 inches or something, or 25 comics, and you know, band them up and you put the form in and send them out, and they'll hardbound them and send them back. And some of those comics that I sent are kind of rare ones.
Yeah.
So like super blasphemy to like rip up like a first appearance, like Suicide Squad or like Oracle, Batgirl's Oracle. But for me, it's like they're just sitting in a box, in a bag with a board, but I want them in a volume
to where you can interact with them, pull them off the shelf.
And I can go walk to the bookshelf and pull that book and slip through it.
Man, you're speaking to my heart here, because I feel like those things crave use, but people do have value. Oh, I'm gonna go into a weird place here. It's like having value in something that is not touched. Like I think of like, this is virginal. This thing is like virginity. Some people are like, I'm never gonna have sex ever,
right?
Because this has value to me untouched. I'm like, well, dope. And I'm like, for me, I'm like. And especially in this world, right, where it's like you're surrounded by like sex and violence all the time, right?
Mostly.
Human, go humans. But like but that's something I learned. It's like to have friends. I happen to enjoy the act. I think it's like communication, like other things.
That's another shared experience that you can cherish.
And it means but it has different value to different people. Some people it is.
Now we're getting crazy.
Oh, dude,
we're branching. We're branching.
I'm telling you though, man. Like the value that someone has in, like, say, I want to preserve this thing that's special to me, whether it is because some people, dude, I swear it's like 40-Year-Old Virgin. I mean, you've seen that movie, like
I
when
have.
Steve Carell opens those boxes, he's hurt, dude.
Oh yeah, he gets real tight.
It is something.
He gets real tight.
But that is because, dude, like I thought that was such a beautiful scene because if you haven't seen that movie, you guys, Steve Carell, like he is a 40-year-old virgin, and he has these toys that he's kept.
Super collector.
And at one point, like his girlfriend, like they open one of the toys, and the woundedness that you see on Steve Carell's face, that's letting go. You're letting go of something.
There comes that anxiety.
Dude,
I get it.
I get it. You like to let go of something, man, is not an easy thing, but it is definitely a part of humanity. And if in fact, I mean, I have many friends who cherish the act of like intimacy like that, where they're like, I've had my one partner and that's it, and that makes them feel very good. They feel like I've honored this thing in me that is special. On the same exact thing, people going like, I've had like hundreds, maybe thousands of partners,
right.
And
I
think that's special. I think it's good that I know this and I'm confident in who I am, and I'm like, man, it always does seem to boil down to like, what are you like, people reinforcing their worldview, because
on
all of a sudden, on themselves, like it kind of like, I think it reinforces your own identity, right? So like, yeah, I was talking, my friend who was, has this relationship with her husband, and she's like, yep, he's the only one, and I feel great about it. And I was like, yeah, but you don't. But then you don't know, just as, devil's advocate, like, but you don't know what else is out there. She's like, I don't need to. I have everything I need with him. And I was like, well, does he? And I said this with respect because they're a friend of mine. I was like, well, does he like think that?
A little bit.
No, not to injure.
But
I'm presenting a question, man. I'm like, hey, does your husband think the same thing?
Yeah.
Because for me, my mind, it's like I'm asking questions like, what have you ever considered it? And her face kind of fell, and she was like,
glass with that question.
She goes, well, he was with one other person before me, and just like the stoicism on her face, she's like, but he's atoned for it, and I'm like, atone? And for me, there's
one should not have to atone.
Well, again, everyone has the way they want to lead their life.
Respecting everyone's opinion.
However you want to do it, man. However you want to lead your life, but. What I learned from that is, because for me, I was like, there's nothing to atone for. Like, people are people. You're going to, but for her, because of the value in that act, for her husband to have done that, even though they weren't even, together, whatever, it's like in the past,
right.
For her, it has to function in her realm, So she's like, well, he made a mistake. We've admitted that's, and I'm like, he probably doesn't think so, but
I didn't want to say anything.
No, dude. All I'm saying is this: is that it's in order for people to live the lives they want to lead and see themselves, they want to see themselves. You have to reinforce it with like, what's happened to you in your life. Some people, they have things happen to them. I mean, hopefully it's not sexually, but like in a lot of ways, economically, fiscally, like whatever it is that they don't want. I think a lot of people, we're dealing with the cards. What's the expression? You deal with the cards.
The hand that you're dealt.
Yeah. Right? I mean, you and I know this. For you and I growing up, man, like, it's like, well, I guess we have not the fancy thing. What do we do, right? We make the best of it.
And supposedly, I suppose, like, not having the fancy thing growing up is probably why I'm, like, buying all the shit that I wanted that I didn't have growing up.
Dude, literally, I'm the same way.
I'm a big boy now with a job, and I got money, and I'm going to spend it on the shit that makes me happy.
Dude, I buy games so fast. I haven't played half of them. But the joy that I get from being able to see something brand new.
Here it is!
It's a collector's edition. I bought Diablo 4 collector's edition. I actually just I got done with a class with a wonderful teacher and casting at Blizzard, Andrea Toyas. She's a fantastic teacher and just lovely spirit, vibrant soul. And she's talking about Diablo 4. And I hardly played the game, Matt. I've hardly played the game.
Yeah. Barely looked at the box.
I have my buddy Gabe plays Inarius in the game. Who's one of the angels, like a lead angel that you get to see. A lot of reasons for me to love this game. I don't, in fact, love it. It's okay. Like, however, I say that with love, you guys. If you like Diablo 4, dope. It's really beautiful. A lot of great stuff. I'm saying this because when I was in class with Andrea, she brought up an amazing moment that an actor did in the game, and I knew it right away. I said, I know what you're talking. She didn't even tell me what it was. She just said that this actor went to a place, and I went, I know what you're talking about. It was a beautiful. It would be like us talking about a moment in a movie that maybe the movie wasn't so good, but we're like
all the time.
Or like we just talked about 40-Year-Old Virgin, which is a great movie, but that one specific moment affected me, and we remember it. And now contextually, like now we have this thing to work off of. But the feeling I get from I'm so grateful we're talking because like my brain is just ping ponging, and I appreciate you letting me be. I love it. Yeah, I feel it. But the joy that I get from being able to see a game that just came out, collector's edition is $150 without breaking a sweat. I say I'm taking it. Man, I might not even open that thing. I have like a Death Stranding BB. I got like a baby fetus and a thing sitting behind me. I'm like, what is this? I've played this game for maybe an hour, and it's Hideo Kojima's like love child game that like people say it's amazing. Guys, like, and I'm not. This isn't me saying I'm entitled or like I don't care about games because I care tremendously about games. I'm just telling you that feeling of being able to have a thing that I didn't have prior. Like I'm chasing those chills, as Andre would say. I'm chasing in my life personally. So when I see in my friends when they have value, it's like what in sales, when I used to do sales, it's like what's your dominant buying motive? Mm-hmm. What is the thing that gets you fired up? You know, like when working on scene work, if we're working on a scene, like, dude, wouldn't it be cool if? I'm like, that would be cool. Let's make it happen. And we're like high five, right? My friend.
There's a moment in this movie coming up that we had. Just randomly someone said something, and I'm like,
put it in the movie.
Genius.
My friend with her hubs, like the way that they like feel together, they agree on this idea of what you know love and intimacy means. It's glorious in the same way that we are believing together in a movie. You know what I mean? Like not to say it's all like one's fiction and one's fact, but like. The belief of what we are trying to bring into
it'll get you there.
It will. It really will, man. I mean, I imagine if I could turnkey and be like, you know, well, right now, Matt, you're cool with like opening boxes on stuff, but like, what if all of a sudden you can't do that anymore? Or like if I just change that perspective, and that's like an acting exercise, you know, like even like this, you have like, how does that affect you with like your recording gear? You set it out just so it's just like this, but you can tell in just your little actions, the way you are, you're like, no, this is meant for use. This is meant for me to enjoy. And that kind of spirit.
Like buying shoes. I'm the same way with shoes, man.
Dude, yeah. Make
like
use of it.
People get crazy about shoes.
Bro, the shoes. I don't even know that world. But there are people that pay whatever, thousands of dollars.
You put them on to walk in them.
I mean, not for some people.
These aren't my floating shoes where they don't get touched by anything.
Matt, I mean, okay, and I think I can safely say for anyone out there that does collect shoes, no offense, y'all, I imagine it's just like Funko Pops. Like, you probably don't see the value in Funko Pops or video games, but you think shoes are super expensive or super valuable. Matt and I think we can agree we're not those people. To see someone drop, I was in Japan and they had the in Tokyo, where were we? Shinjuku? No, we were. I can't remember where we were at, but like it was the new Michael Jordan store. And I didn't know what it was. It just had a picture of like the Air Jordan, but the line was around the block to go in, and they had it where like it was the grand opening day. I didn't realize it was the first day. I didn't even go in. I just was like, why is that line so long? And it makes it look like you're going into the basketball, like you're going through the tunnel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as you enter the building, it's like a Michael Jordan museum, right? But you can buy shoes in there, and those shoes will like cost you like your years. You know what I mean? Like some of these things are so expensive, dude. And people happily getting in line to buy it. And yeah, they're meant to be worn.
Meant to be worn.
Which, yeah.
They're not slippers, you know, putting around the house.
Right. Which I guess you could be like, these toys are meant to be played with. I don't play with toys. But then I know for a fact that the people that buy those expensive Jordans, they aren't wearing them. They're not putting them on. They're either reselling them.
There's that anxiety again.
Dude, tell me about that anxiety. Where does that come from?
This is just like, you're spending the money on something. Why wouldn't you enjoy it? Right? You know, it's just that sinking sensation in your stomach. Like, why are you doing that? Don't do that. This is the fake anxiety, by the way, not the real anxiety that I get.
I got
randomly.
I got you, man. It's a trip, dude.
I wanted to say, I mean, to circle back on something like 2 seconds ago, like, it's why I hate when I go and see a movie or I watch a movie and someone's like, oh, was it good? And it's like, well, I liked it, but you might not, or I hated it, but maybe you
might like it. Yeah,
because I know there are plenty of movies that I love that the world at large hates.
Sure,
and vice versa. So
it's subjective. It's subjective, right? Like
very subjective.
Everyone's going to experience art in a different way, and I've been studying immersive storytelling and how to get people I'm so interested in why certain stories catalyze people. So actually, this is a great segue, or not a segue. I think it's really like a part of what you just said. So Matt, then what is a movie that you love and adore that for the most part you think the world, you know what I'm saying, quote unquote, like the at large is not as much of a fan of?
You put me on the spot because I couldn't even tell you.
I'm sorry.
But
I know it's a tough one.
I don't know. Can you rattle off some bad movies? Maybe I like
bad movies,
or you know what I mean. Less than
like not well received.
Not well received.
Here, we can use the power of the internet. I'll go down.
I mean, look. So a couple weeks ago we were filming, and I tried.
Like The Room, right? That's a very classic bad movie, quote unquote.
Yeah, but I'm not on that wagon of everyone who likes it for being a bad movie. I won't watch it. Right, I watched The Disaster Artist, and I thought that was a great. I love movies about making movies.
The Room was heroic, I thought, on part of the production. Watching the cameraman, like imagining yourself as the cameraman, is delightful because you can feel. There's one point where Tommy Wiseau goes off blocking, and he falls behind the couch. He's lamenting, and the cameraman goes to follow him because he's like, I guess he's.
Well, see, now you sold me on watching it to look for those things because I didn't want to watch it. Right, I saw Disaster Artist, I read the book, and I get it. And
knowing
it was
that
more fun, but
knowing that Tommy Wiseau wrote and directed it, so you have this kind of megalomania about it of this, and Tom Cruise does it. He does it. I would confidently say a bit better than Mr. Wiseau. Apologies, Tommy, but
Oh, hi, Ricco.
Oh, hi, Ricco. It's got to be monosyllabic. Oh, hi, Rick. And dubbed over poorly. And I do a lot of dubbing. So, but I will say, it's still heroic, man. It's a person who wanted to make a movie. He's a big fan of Brando.
James Dean,
and you
see it in there.
You see the references.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
Dude, it's actually when you realize who this person is. If you read about it, I found it to be fascinating.
Well, it just seems like what it was a dude that's I like all these things from these movies, and these are all movies that the world at large loves.
Yeah,
I love it too. I'm going to take those things and weave it into my own quilt.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make this thing.
Yeah. And I'm the star.
I don't want to say that he doesn't have the talent to make a good movie.
No, dude, it's.
But he had the drive to actually make a thing, and no one, and not necessarily The Room, but other movies.
The check's cleared, by the way.
Cleared. No one sets out to make a bad movie, right? You got one guy that writes it, another guy that's paying for it, another guy that's directing, and a bunch of people who are, lighting, crewing, gripping, and acting. And no one sets out to make a bad movie. So when you go and you watch that movie, you're like, oh, that movie fucking sucked. I hated it. And, those are the casual fans. You got to realize, the people that made that movie, the hundreds of whatever, thousands of people that put the time and effort to make it, they weren't trying to make a bad movie. So give them a little bit of a break when you say that movie fucking sucked, whatever it is. Just remember that, sometimes not all the pieces fall where you think they are. Something looks great on paper, doesn't always translate to screen, and vice versa.
It's gotta be, like we were just saying, subjective. It has to affect you. People ask me all the time at conventions, they're always like, what's your favorite all-time anime? And for me, it's Ghost in the Shell, which if you guys haven't seen, Bebop's incredible. And then to close, I love Bebop. But if you're asking, you have to rank it number one, you're gonna say the movie that has affected you in a way or spoke to you in a way, right? And if we drive at what that is, if you really, and this is literally what I'm writing a book about, is if you pay attention to the art that really fires you up, you'll learn more about yourself than you could ever, I think, have a therapist or anyone.
100%. Crime movies. Movies for me. A couple years ago, we had a great slate of 3 billboards outside of Ebbings, Missouri. I fucking loved that fucking movie so much. Nocturnal Animals, the Tom Ford movie. Have you ever seen that? Fucking fantastic. Movie's not really about anything. I mean, shit happens.
Wait, that's more on Netflix, right?
I don't know if it's on Netflix or not. It's
Nocturnal Animals. It has
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yes, I saw a preview for that just randomly, and I was like, dude, looks really good.
It's insanely good, but my wife hated it.
Sure.
But I love that movie. It's a good movie, and it's a talking piece. I think the dude that wrote the book like he was like a college professor or something,
Yeah.
wrote it as a think piece.
Oh, dude.
Let's discuss this.
Yes. If you could drive at why, I'm always so interested why people, like, it's easy, I guess, to like a thing, quote unquote. You know what I mean? If something gets you fired up, there's reasons why people write things a certain way to make things attractive. But why you don't like a thing. My ex's sister, she's very lovely lady, but does not like violent anything. Doesn't like people arguing, doesn't like that discord. She's like, I don't like this.
Right.
And it's very, and she approaches it with a kind of like, no,
It's a
I
matter
don't.
of being comfortable, right?
So, but here's the thing: when you ask about their life, they work in customer service and always deal with discord. I'm not saying it's a one-to-one thing,
Right.
but having to deal with conflict daily, and then going home and being entertained by more conflict, where oftentimes, like Walking Dead, it doesn't pan out good for the protagonist. There's no wonder why they just want rom-coms, why they want, so. I'm not to say like it's a one-to-one thing, but I actually pulled up Rotten Tomatoes, the 100 worst movies.
Okay.
The number one
Which ones do I like?
number one worst movies. Ballistic, X versus Sever, made in 2022.
I've never watched that, but I wanted to see that. That's Antonio Banderas, right?
It's got 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I've wanted to look at that and I love watching movies that people hate because
Yeah,
maybe I can
out.
find something out of it.
Critics say it's a startlingly inept film. Number 2, One Missed Call. This is like a horror movie.
I've seen that. In fact, is that the American or the Japanese?
I think it's American.
My ringtone is the One Missed Call ringtone.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's not that great of a movie, but it's fucked up. Like if someone knows it and my phone goes off, they're like, "Oh shit."
Critics say one of the weakest entries in J-horror remake sweepstakes.
And
Because it's a J-horror.
And the Japanese one wasn't all that great either.
Really? Okay.
I mean, it's not like Ringu or anything like
dude,
that.
Ringu was... Dude, that gave me nightmares. When Samara teleports, spoilers... I think we were just talking about this. When you quantify like the villain or the whatever, the creature's entity's ability, or you see it, the second you see it, dude, and it does something crazy, it's like,
Real quick.
Yeah.
Sidebar. Let's stay with the list.
Sure,
Okay, we've been
sure.
all over the place.
Yeah.
You're in the Junji Ito.
I am,
You're
yeah.
Suichi's brother, right?
Yes.
Do you sign the Suichi pops? I mean, you don't have a character, but you got the dude.
On Junji Ito? I don't think so.
No one's ever asked you. Would you? It's not you.
No,
It's not you.
the character. No, I don't like to do it unless someone wants it. I'll do it because typically it's like, well, I'm not the guy. My
Right.
Suichi's played by my buddy Austin Tyndall. He does a lovely job being just a atrocious younger brother, which is delightful. But what I like about all those episodes, if you guys haven't seen Junji Ito, it's a horror anime anthology. So different stories, really cool. But what I like about it is there's an ep with where we have a cat. I have 3 cats at home, so there's a episode with a cat that becomes very tainted by some demonic presence. But yeah, I typically won't sign it.
Right.
There's no reason for me to, unless you get Soichi's brother. I think it's Yoichi.
Or you maybe get like all the names on one pop or something.
Maybe. But again, like Junji Ito it's an anthology. There's so many different, like usually the iconic character from each one.
Right.
So,
right.
Soichi with the nails and stuff. But number 3 movie, Left Behind with Nick Cage.
Oh, not even the the Kirk Cameron Left Behind. Haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's okay. It says, verily, like onto a plague of locusts, Left Behind hath begat a further scourge of devastation upon Nicolas Cage's once profound filmography.
Oh, God.
Number 4, 1,000 Words. That's Eddie Murphy.
Nope.
These are all 0%
Keep
on Rotten
Keep
Tomatoes.
going.
John Travolta's Gotti.
I tried to watch that.
Critics say, forget about it. That's their again, 0%. It's Pinocchio, the 2002 Pinocchio with Roberto...
Benini?
Benini.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it.
It says, misfires wildly with its adaptation, unfunny, poorly made, creepy vanity project.
Creepy is promising.
Number 7, Super Babies, Baby Geniuses 2.
Is this that movie about the babies who are geniuses?
I think so.
The quote 40-year-old virgin?
It might be, yeah. It's got John Voight. Number 8, National Lampoon's Gold Diggers.
No, I haven't seen that.
2003. I've never heard of that. That's got Will Friedle.
That's
okay.
probably direct-to-video. Not
Probably.
to judge.
Not to judge or anything. Number 9 is The Last Days of American Crime.
No, it sounds like something I would make. That's a title I would use. What is
Oh my
this
God.
shit? If tomorrow never comes.
Critics say this crime is punishment.
Oh yeah,
That's rude. Number 10, Jaws: The Revenge.
the Michael Caine one. It's not good. And you know, here we go. You know what? Like I know people.
I don't see
Jaws
Michael
2.
Caine. I don't see Michael Caine on here.
Yeah, Jaws: Revenge is Michael Caine.
It says Lorraine Gray, Lance Guest, Mario Van Peebles.
And Michael Caine. Michael Caine's the
Michael
male
Caine's not
lead.
even credited on here.
He's the male lead.
They must have took him out, dude. Like I don't want to be on here. That's weird to have Jaws, such a important movie. Even if this
Probably like the greatest movie ever made, like of that era going forward.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You know, you got Casablanca, Citizen Kane, Godfather,
Yeah.
you know, Taxi Driver or whatever. But Jaws is perfect.
have you seen
Universal,
Universal?
our DP.
Yeah.
He just directed a spoof of Jaws for Good Luck Macbeth here, local theater in town.
Oh, sweet.
And Ryan Kelly helped put towards the script of that.
Fun. Have you seen at Universal Studios the Jaws? Like I think it's Universal. Like it's the Jaws
on
ride,
the, on
and
the,
then
the Universal tour. Right?
yeah, it's so fun, man. I freaking love it. They still got Backdraft in there. I think like the fire show.
No, that's gone.
Is it
Long
gone
gone.
now?
Long.
Okay, cool.
I never got to see it. I think it ended the year before I went, like a couple, 10 years ago.
It just
or whatever.
smelled like propane. But
Well, no. Look, when I was a kid and I went, we were going on, and I was like, no. Got me right off of there before anything happened. So.
For Jaws, critics say it was illogical, tension-free, and filled with cut-rate special effects. Jaws: The Revenge is a sorry chapter in a once proud franchise. Number 11, The Ridiculous
evil.
Six.
Oh, that's on the bottom, huh?
got-
That's the Adam Sandler movie,
Adam
the
Sandler.
Western.
Yep. Will Forte.
Didn't see it.
Me neither. Jim Carrey at number 12
Rubber
with
Face.
Dark Crimes.
Oh yeah, I heard that was bad.
I'm unfamiliar.
Is there any high-profile things on that list?
Let me see.
Like, look, a couple weeks back, I went and saw the Meg 2. I really wanted to see the Meg 2.
Meg 2, I think, is on here. But number 16, The Return to the Blue Lagoon. That's a sequel. It's kind of not fair.
I mean, Jaws of Revenge is a sequel.
Cabin Fever, Three Strikes, The Disappointments
That's
Room.
It's got to be the remake of Cabin Fever.
Red Line, Staying Alive.
Staying Alive.
Sequel to Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my god. Weird. There's so many sequels, you guys. Look Who's Talking Now.
With the dog one.
Oh no, Highlander 2, The Quickening.
Right. Well,
I
that's...
like that.
I need to watch it, but I think they just made that to make it, and they didn't know what they were doing. They were like, "Fuck it, give us the money. We'll play around for a little bit." And
Have Queen play in the background. You are.
I doubt they're on it. I doubt they're on it. I love that song though. We got to pay for that one now too.
Oh damn it. Precious Cargo, Max Steel, Killing Me Softly.
I like that movie. Is that the Brad Pitt movie?
Oh, which one?
Killing Me Softly.
No.
Killing Them Softly. Is the Brad Pitt movie.
Killing Me Softly is Heather Graham, Joseph Fiennes, Natasha. Okay. It says respected director Chen Kaige's first English language film, spectacularly misguided erotic thriller, ludicrous plot twist, and cringeworthy dialogue.
Sounds like something I made also.
Dark Tide, Folks. What's funny is like so many of these you guys have like A-list
Name
actors on here.
Right, and once again, it's that whole thing. Like no one signed up to make a bad movie.
No, right.
Sometimes it is just a paycheck. Other times, it just doesn't come together at the end. The glue doesn't hold.
Constellations, Stolen, Simon Says, Alone in the Dark.
That's a...
Master of Disguise. It got 1% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Dana Carvey movie.
Yeah, Dana Carvey. Daddy Day Camp, Disaster Movie, Twisted, Epic Movie.
And I like to go back and watch movies, after 5-10 years and see if it holds up. Okay, here we go. I can tell you a movie that I don't like that people love.
Tell me.
Super 8. People love Super 8.
Is it because it was Spielberg or Abrams? Is it Abrams?
It had nothing to... Yeah, it's Abrams. It had nothing to do with him as a filmmaker.
Wait, Super 8 was Abrams?
Yeah, that was his first movie? Or second movie? Star Trek might have been his first movie, and then he did Super 8 as his follow-up.
That was like the Alien movie where you don't
really see the alien.
Yeah.
Until the very end, you kind of see him some ways, but
Steven Spielberg helped produce.
Yes.
Got it.
Well, because J.J. Abrams is like, I'm the next Spielberg.
Yeah.
Not to throw shade towards J.J. Abrams.
They got Elle Fanning. I remember that. Yeah, people said it was good, and I remember it kind of being a little lackluster. Like the train sequence and everything. I remember distinctly being like, this is not exciting.
I like the idea, but yeah, the movie as a whole, just it's boring, and it's kind of very episodic, and I don't really like episodic movies, right? I'm sitting down for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it keeps jumping like different sections. I like a nice flowing movie, and I like good character. I'm big on character. Like my writing style and the things that I like are character pieces, right? The plot and story and everything else has to fit in as well. But for me, like growing up, I used to love like fighting games. I loved all the characters, and I think that just kind of translated over into my the pop culture that I enjoy.
Yeah, man. I know you're like a horror aficionado. I feel, right? You watch most of them. Oh, I did watch this one in theaters, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
I saw that too in theaters.
And as a former cast member,
as someone who donned the outfit,
I was so excited to check it out, and it was bad.
It was, but I enjoyed the experience of being able to go see that in my local theater. They had like one showing.
Yeah, I don't know what limits they had, because I felt like, oh, we're about to do a thing.
I think it was probably just amateur filmmakers like myself. I think they were just like,
dude, if you had the ability, I feel like you would have.
If I had the budget.
No, dude, we don't. Anyway, sorry. I'm gonna mute real fast and give you this whole. I'm kidding. No, you.
Let's swerve. It's getting close to checkout time. Let's swerve over into the stuff you've done with me. And we can go off of Blood and Honey too, because we had just made Midnight Bloodshed, my movie, and there's a kill in Blood and Honey where like he sticks the machete through her mouth into the pole, and I'm like, man, that's a good like Jason like kill.
It totally was. I liked when Piglet got iced. Piglet gets freaking malleted. And it's gratifying because up until that point, I think Piglet did most of the kills. Like Piglet is a bad. The Fog is number 90.
Oh, that's a bad movie. I hated that. And once again, like that's one of those the John Carpenter Fog is fantastic, and there's not a lot there. Right. It's all mood and theme.
Yeah.
But you got good acting.
Yeah.
From the
Hitchcockian kind of
famous actors like Adrienne Barbeau, Hal Holbrook, Jamie Lee Curtis, Tom Atkins. I love they're fantastic for the time.
Yeah.
And then they get like Superman, Tom Welling.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation at 95.
And see, once again, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, something that I would have seen as a kid and loved, it kind of sticks with me in a nostalgia factor, but like the world at large hates it. So movies that I watched as a kid that I fucking love, and people are like, oh, that movie sucks. Why do you love it? It's like Demon Knight. Tales from the Crypt presents Demon Knight. I was in 4th grade when that came out. My aunt being a big inspiration for Midnight Bloodshed, she's the reason why I love horror movies. She took me to, do you remember the old theater? You might not have been here then, but we had an old theater right next to the Pepper Mill. And she took me to go see that as like a 4th grader. Right?
Oh yeah, I wasn't around then. But that's wild.
And but she was always watching the show on HBO, and like I loved Demon Knight, and I don't think horror fans at large consider that a good horror movie. But for me, top 5.
Wow, that's cool.
Demon Knight is top 5 on the sheer nostalgia and experience that I had watching that movie. Also, like. Thomas Hayden Church is in that movie, an early Thomas Hayden Church movie role, and he's fantastic as a dickhead in that. Billy Zane is off the wall. God, you're Billy Zane in my movie now. Like that's a Billy Zane.
Oh my god, dude! I've met Billy Zane several times, but
God himself will not sink this.
I have a child. I have a child. It's the best, dude. Anyway, but yeah, dude, it was really fun working on the movie. Just because I know we're running out of time here.
No, hold on. Okay, let me roll this out. So, Midnight Bloodshed is a Friday the 13th movie that I wrote, a fan film, and I reached out to you. I was like, hey, do you think maybe you would mind doing a voice for this?
Yeah, which I do a lot of voice work. So when Matt reached out, I have my booth at home, so I cranked out some lines and stuck him in the movie, and off we go. Which actually, probably recorded that in my underwear. It's nice to not have to be on all the stresses of making a movie. I was happily just blissfully unaware.
Just give me a couple of lines, and I cut those into the movie. And Midnight Bloodshed, I will be making public in October.
Exciting! I have my DVD, so I'm all good to go. But I will say that this new. Can we talk about it yet?
Yes, we can. So after that. just off of like, you know, the incredible favor you did for me for sending me the lines for Midnight Bloodshed, I was like, let me just go ahead and you know, write this kind of boss character for my new movie, If Tomorrow Never Comes. Keep it in one location, and maybe Ricco, you know, might be around at a con or something nearby Sacramento, or even in Reno, and maybe we could sneak him in on a weekend. So I wrote the boss with you in mind, but totally, if you weren't able to make it, just slide, you know, Billy Zane in.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna self-insert. I came in and I saw Matt helping the fellas rehearse, which was nice.
Oh, you're like, oh shit, I've been replaced.
It's good. I was like, do it, man. If you're doing it, because I know how that is. Like making independent film it's. And I talked to the guys on set about this. It's a like love child, dude. You all need to come together and have to want to do it. You know, it isn't any missing piece. You know. And it's now all of a sudden a completely different thing. But the plus side is also then, because it is indie film, like you find ways, you navigate. So yeah, when you said like it was one location, I was like, brilliant. We're not going all over the place. We're not, you know, worst comes to worst. We got a, you know, green screen. We can do a lot of stuff. But like it is, I'm glad I got to play with the guys. And even then I was running late to, I can't believe I came. So I was on the West Coast because I got to record a really exciting thing over at Nickelodeon. I'm in LA and I'm on the way back to Dallas. And I was like, like I was scheduling it, and I'm like, I can make. When Matt reached out about the dates, I was like, I can make that. I can actually do it.
He actually gave me two.
Yeah, I was like,
possibles.
Which was, and then I probably on one away, but like, yeah, when you whittled down to the one, I was like, I can actually make that happen. And at this point in my career, I'm understanding that, you know, there are so many things that folks can make at any given time, and it's important to, if you have someone like Matt here is like, you know, leading a project and doing it, if you can get in there and be a part of it, like, man, just yes, and like you gotta move with it. And yeah, granted, it's like, sure, whatever, day and a half, like out of my time coming passing through, but like, man, I never had the ability to do this as a younger actor.
How
I just have the resources, you know.
How was the experience on this set opposed to maybe something similar or bigger? I can only imagine this is probably the smallest.
I mean, I've worked on a bunch of stuff, man. It's you know, pretty typical for indie set. Like, I will say something very unique was we had a cast party before. So like they had a rap party, and you guys, this is my bad because I like came in late, but Matt was working. He's very like worked with my schedule specifically. But I came to a party for the movie, like rap, and then shot the next day. So like principal filming still happening after, which is like, it just goes to show, right? We're knocking it out, which is great. And I'm very grateful.
Well, look, I mean, other than Cody and Damon and I guess Greg and Jacob, I keep listening to people. Everyone else was wrapped at that party.
Yeah.
You know? So.
But that thing is like, it's, oh, here's this other person we haven't had an experience with.
Who's this fucking guy?
Right, exactly.
Who's this clown?
Literally, yeah, he's fool over here. And I'm like, I'm cool with it, man. I've been that guy on big sets. I've been that guy on small sets. I've been the lead on sets where people come in. I'm like, oh, here's this person, and they are in fact like, I don't know, some well-known person. I'm like, oh, good to meet you. Like,
Billy Zane.
It's literally the same, dude. It's the same no matter if you are Billy or whoever. Like you come in, you do the work, and so for me, it's like just treating you guys like, here we are. Like, what are we doing? What's the?
We're all friends. We're all contemporaries. We're all trying to do a thing.
But also like what are we doing here, right? It's like, are you, like, my first question, I went right to my co actors, and I was like, all right, so what, you guys been working on this for the whole time, what's up? Like, what
You're 2 months in by this point.
Yeah, you guys have all the XP. All I've done is read the script. What do you need from me? Is there something that you want? And, you know, I know, like, just experience-wise, I feel there's a bit of, like, a difference in, like, they're a bit newer, it feels.
Super new.
And so having...
Cody's first feature.
Amazing.
Damon's second feature.
It's really cool to... And I taught acting for a long time. So treating someone with respect is like numero uno in my book.
Right.
So even though you might not know how to act yourself out of a corner, we're married now.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
You and I are doing this train together. So there's no... It's not I'm doing heavy lifting. We are dancing together.
Yes.
So it's only going to look as good as you and I work together. So, and I know that just from, you know... Yes, I guess for all you out there thinking like, well, when it's on you, Ricco, and you're doing all this stuff, like, my close up, right? I don't care about your stuff. Like my close ups don't matter. And there's
my close ups. Peace.
Really, like no, I've known these people, man.
I think Brando was like that.
It's a thing where it's like, cool, I did my work. You can do the rest without me. I mean, you're acting. Tom Hanks gets sick, and now you're acting to a tennis ball.
Tennis ball, yeah.
And it's like, oh boy. But at the same time, that's why you're an actor. You get in there and you bring in the performance. But if you have the benefit of talking to the person, man, like it's a theater
Live
piece.
bodies.
God, it's beautiful. It's so good, man. So yeah, I quickly interrogated my my colleagues about like, what do they need from me? What am I here to do? Like, what is my character's function in their life? How is there something you've discovered in the 2 months that you've been working together that our scene work can kind of help support this is how it is, you guys. Like, we talk for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Like, cool, let's go.
Between takes.
And just figure it out.
Setups.
And I can usually tell by like how much gear's in the room, or like with the lighting, and like what's there, like what kind of set we're dealing with. But at the same time, I'm like, I've known Matt since I was a kid, and so there's like that comfort is always very helpful. But I think treating everyone in a professional manner, but still also having that sense of play, because you're professionally playing.
Like, every time I make a movie, I think about this. Like, we are literally doing the same thing we did as kids. Make believe. Mm-hmm. Like, it seems so fucking ridiculous. We're all adults. These people are married with kids. These people are, running a business or managing a business. Yeah. Or like, and it's just like, what are we doing? This is ridiculous. And people do this, but it's amazing.
It's ridiculous. And then you realize if you do it like committed, like kind of what we were talking about, this is actually a beautiful way to bring us all back. If you have that, and I'm not very religious, but like faith or belief in the project, in like what's happening in the scene, in the writing, all the things, if everyone's if the buy-in is there, you can make some beautiful stuff, man. And that's when it becomes transcendent. That's when it becomes a thing where, people want to pay you to do it. Like, so you go from indie filmmaking and people are like, wow, that might not have had the best lights or camera or maybe even actors, but damn, it was good.
Right. There was something there.
There's a saying in the industry, and I shared this with Matt earlier, it's like, you can't ignore good work. Like, even if you don't like the movie, we just actually talked about a whole list of them. There are moments in each of those movies with some of these A-list actors where, I mean, I always say it, like, if I see a movie that isn't very good, I'm like, look at, Will Smith.
Look at this choice.
Look at Will Smith. Well, no, what I was going to say was, look at Will Smith acting his ass off. Mm-hmm. Like, they are trying to, actually, The Room is a beautiful example. You have these actors desperately trying to hold up a scene where the main character, Tommy Wiseau's character, comes in and is just literally obliterating the language that was agreed upon, the blocking, and they're trying their best just to stay with the scene.
Right.
And the director of photography floating around. Everyone's trying to be a part of this team. It's gorgeous to watch. Obviously, The Room is a funny example because it's like an example of people trying to make a thing together. But like Matt said, it's like that's still in of itself a beautiful endeavor. Like, to do the damn thing. I wish we had their budget, but like, it is what it is.
It is what it is. So, maybe the next one.
Yeah.
I'm playing around with something. Maybe we can get money on it. But I don't know. I'm always playing around with something. Like, for every movie that I make, there's probably like a wasteland of 3 or 4 scripts that I wrote that didn't get made.
Sure, that's how it is. That's the drafts, right? Or you have ideas on the board. Like I told you, my little zombie flick idea, and that is like that's been. I wanted to shoot that like 4 or 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. Actually, no, I'm a liar. I want to shoot that during the pandemic. Mm-hmm. Because like this is the perfect time to do it.
Oh, and I thought about that too. No one's around.
Correct.
It's a wasteland. Where are people? They're
Dude,
not here.
I went to pass through Vegas while there was still traveling happening. Like still it was in the midst of COVID, and I forget what I was doing, but I had to come out to Vegas for something. Spooky, dude. Like no one out there. And the casino's all like vacant and stuff like that. I was like, this is so cool. Like all you think of is like, what could we shoot here?
Yes.
Dude? So much.
Like Christmas Day is also another, like Christmas Day, Thanksgiving Day is another one of those, like there's no one around. So if we wanted to take advantage of empty parking lots, like big holidays like Christmas Day, Thanksgiving Day.
That would be a fun film project. Start with something like Haunting like that, whatever shot. I was going to do the cornfield shot and then build from there rather than do it, like a normal script.
Right.
That would be really fun. You start with one, like, actually very doable for the idea I told you about.
Yes.
You guys don't get to know what it is. Anyway, yeah.
Well, I guess, we keep going a little bit longer.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. or did we run out of steam there? At the
No,
end?
dude.
About
We had a
Tomorrow
beautiful
Never
beautiful circle. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the movie because that'd be a good way to kind of bring it home because this is my first project. I mean, I know I did VO lines for you, but here with Matt, it's been really exciting to just be on set, you know, and again, as part of my career, I've been doing this for quite a while now, mostly animation and video games, but you know, a fair amount of on camera as well. It's a treat, man. It's a treat because like I get a sense of the set very quickly, but I've rarely had someone that I've like went to high school with, you know, that I me personally, maybe you guys have relationships like that in your life, but I don't have those relationships. It would be, I don't know, like, it's like playing with like my brothers or my family, you know what I mean? I'm like, hey, what's up? So here's where I'm at. But also literally it's been like 20 years. So it's like, show me what are you working on? What's new? What are you doing? You know?
You know, I've been wanting to get Forsen onto something too. Like years ago I wrote a thing.
Oh man, that'd be fun.
Yeah, years ago I wrote a thing and I was like, Corey, I think you'd be great as this villain here.
Oh dude, yeah, it'd be a treat. Like I feel it's
Did you watch Midnight Bloodshed? You can say no.
No, I've only watched scenes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you seen Corey Easley's character in that movie?
No, not
he
yet.
plays like Weed, and Weed is this biker, right? Four Color Demons, Sonny's crew.
Yeah.
I created him for a movie, and this is all the whole process. I wrote a movie because this dude reached out to me, a local dude, was like, hey, let's work on something. Fell apart. Wrote a second script, right? I went to Japan on vacation for my honeymoon, and I wrote this other script the entire fucking... Like,
Nice,
so I wrote
yeah.
a movie in Japan.
That's dope.
Started to make that, and I'm like, this isn't going to work, right? Some people just aren't going to be there how I need them to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So then I fell back onto a third script, which I wrote for myself to be the lead, and the other couple guys that were always going to be there for me in the other two movies, and just made us the three leads.
Yeah, make
And
it
it's
to where you
like,
can make it.
Like, if this person can't do it, then I'm going to have to do it. And for Street Toughs, Werner Herzog, a filmmaker, I don't know if you're familiar with him.
I know, Werner.
He, he had this, theory like, hey, if they're not going to do it, then I guess I'm going to have to do it, right? And so that's kind of how I did it. But I created Weed for that movie Street Toughs for the this biker gang. And I've kind of sprinkled him throughout the rest of the movies. He's like in Midnight Bloodshed, spoiler alert, he lives. And then he has a mid-credits cameo in this, because in Street Toughs, he quits the gang, right?
Yeah,
he gets pissed off at the president.
Sure.
And he dumps his vest, and he joins, like me, the hero. And so, but Midnight Bloodshed is obviously a prequel, because he's still with the gang there.
Mm-hmm.
But in this, I kind of bring him back in a mid-credits sequence where Sonny comes in and dumps his vest next to him at the bar, like he's drinking. He's like a construction worker now or something. Mm-hmm. And brings him back into the fold.
This is the MCU. This is the Matt Cinematic Universe.
Sequel Cinematic Universe. Sequel Productions.
Got
production
it. Sorry.
company.
SCU. Got it. My bad.
I'm not so full of myself to where I'm like, this is the Bonta verse. But everyone keeps saying that. But no, Sequel is my production company. Let's kind of keep it in the.
We're gonna call it. You gotta listen what the people want, man. There's a. I'm just kidding. We'll call it the SCU.
SCU sequel SPU.
The school. The Anyway, you just totally inspired a thought in me when I was thinking about. Back at SMU where I did my grad work, got my master's out there. I worked with their film program. And I was a part of their first film. It's on Amazon Prime called All the Wrong Friends.
I watched that trailer.
Horror movie.
You look so young in that.
Well, thank you. It has been 20 years, man. But if you watch it, there's a lot of improv in it. I used to say like I'm sorry because it was like we had a lot of difficulties on that set. Literally, a hurricane or a tornado came through and like demolished stuff that we needed. The house we were in was flooding. Pieces were falling out. We had to go like the set stuff.
Wow.
We'd gone to shoot at this house and we shot like bell to bell, dude. Like we were doing day shoots, night shoots. Like they were making film nonstop. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it was wild, man. We were on a schedule, but it was fun because we were all hanging out. It was a really good production crew. Some of those people have gone on to do some amazing things. I think our sound gal, Lauren Hadaway, ended up got like a Emmy or an Oscar for editing. Some like literally wonderful stuff. Like
hell yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool, man. But I will say that when we made that movie, it was, the challenges, it's what helps, I guess, kind of make it what it is. That we have a lot of comedic actors on there, and we wound up improvising a lot of the script. So you'll see this wayward kind of New York accent that chimes. I don't know why. There's just a lot of stuff that happened during that movie that was. I could literally, if we did like ever a Talking Heads thing, watching that movie would be fun.
It's like commentary track.
Yeah, but what I will say is that in the SMU verse, in the SMU film verse, they insert me now and everything.
Right? Yeah. You were
So I was a gunslinger.
Yeah. Is this the same gunslinger when you were telling me the story about the
grave fight?
Yeah.
Yeah,
is that
dude.
one?
Mm-hmm, that's the one. And I can't remember if McHenry Taylor posted it online, but it's called Elsewhere, Texas.
Elsewhere,
and
Texas.
I play the lead in that one. I actually have some of that on my reel on IMDb because we got some really good stuff. And we shot that out in Nacogdoches, Texas. But like that was
Nacogdoches.
Dude, I learned how to do some cool pistol stuff. It was really fun. But yeah, again, like I could talk at length about all the things that it takes to like, and these are like produced movies. Like they aren't a crazy large budget, but like it's so
in the
cool.
Trenches.
Dude, we're doing it. We're doing the thing. Like but anyway, so I did that movie, did All the Wrong Friends, did Elsewhere, and then I was in Book of Job, where I play like a mailman. And anytime they have a new movie, and I can't remember if the movies they've started like putting little pins in them because they do need a budget to do it.
Right.
I just show up and I do.
You're like
I do
the Stan Lee.
I guess so. Or apparently, like Peter Jackson put himself in. I just learned about this. You guys watch Lord of the Rings, and you should, obviously. But in Fellowship of the Ring. When the hobbits get to Bree, all the humans, I guess, like partying in the streets. One of those, and I think you have to see it in the extended cut, is Peter Jackson, from what I'm told. I was like, isn't he just big old like bearded drunk guy? Like, yeah, that's Peter Jackson. I was like, oh.
Well, ever since Hitchcock did it with all of his movies, I suppose all of us directors do it now too.
Yep.
I'm in there, so I'm in all of mine, but only because like I couldn't get someone last minute. I don't really want to be in there, but
I get it.
I sneak in.
I've been asked to direct a handful of times in my life, and I've only done like a play or like scenes, but like I'm an acting teacher, and I belabor stuff a lot. But maybe one day
it shows on set the way you were talking to the guys and talking to me, right? You were definitely there in a teaching capacity for sure.
But also,
and Greg does that too. If you notice Greg,
sure. I feel it.
And I'll let you guys do what you need to do. But if you cross my line on the script, I'm like, come back.
Well, you gotta cross the line. We gotta have that conversation.
Well, as long as we hit the plot points, like I'll let you guys play as much as you need to.
Yeah, the thing about it is, man, I think being a good director is being a teacher, because you are guiding, like, that you guide the actor to the choice, right? You're not like, you can give direction, like be louder,
right?
Go slower, do this, but getting people in the pocket, and especially for younger actors, I've taught so many different like young people my age, people older than myself, how to act, and everyone has their own way in, but I think. Oh, dude, this comes full circle again to like you have to believe it. You have to be the one. I think Inception does a good job saying that. Like, if the idea feels like it came from you, you're gonna take ownership of it, and you're gonna advocate for it in a way where, yeah, it's blood and bone, dude. It's freaking Klingon. It's you gotta there is no doubt of whether or not this is the right choice.
Right.
Because if my director just like gives me a thing that conflicts with what I'm feeling, I'm a professional. I can do it. But if I feel like I was the genesis of that choice is going to come so much more organically. All the in-between moments get filled in a way that if you just said, like, be angry. I want you to be angry. But as we all know, emotions, you're not gunning for emotion. Emotions are a byproduct of action. And that's a little masterclass out there for you guys. Like, if you think that crying is the point, I can cry, so I'm good at acting. No, you're not. Like, crying is... My question is like, look, I can cry. And I would go, my question is like, about what?
Right. Why am I crying? Tell me why I'm there, and it'll help get us there.
I love watching actors go, like, watch me cry. And I'm watching them muscle it or go back to some deep pain, some kind of, like, deep... Uta Hagen sort of like, I'm gonna replace this with... And I'm like, okay, why? I love circus. I studied circus for quite a while before I went to grad school for acting. I nearly became a carny because I love circus. It's spectacle. It sounds reductive, but there's a saying about what's the most exciting part of a tightrope act. Mm-hmm. It's not
the danger.
It's not the beginning. It's not the end. It's the middle. It's when the beautiful lady with the fans bobbles for a second, and you think, "Oh no, I'm unsure of what's going to happen next." I think most actors young actors think it's the prestige. They think, "Well, I did it. I arrived at the platform, and that is the relief." Right? It's like, no, there's a journey there, dude. Crying doesn't matter. Being angry doesn't matter. Being loud, like whatever. I mean, really, in the capacity of storytelling.
Otherwise, it's just superficial.
Well, the superficiality, I believe, is like you need. If the script says she cries, yeah, we're gonna arrive at a point. But how we get, it's not even about the crying. What is crying? Crying is the inability to find the language to tell you that I love you. It's the inability to connect with a person who is gone. It is, the rage of something where I wish I could get you to understand, man, how angry I am.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. Like, that is why tears come. It's a very human thing. And I think the reason why there's this kind of false sort of thinking that is what good acting is because when you see it, you're like, wow, how emotionally raw, how available this actor is. I'm like, I've been doing this for so long, man. Like, I feel like I see the strings every time an actor starts to do it. And if you watch All the Wrong Friends, I bust a single tear moment. Mm-hmm. And I had the audacity to, right before I did it, I was going to go, like, they said cut. And I was like, hey, did you guys get the single tear moment? I gave you the single tear moment because I felt it was available, so I gave it to you. Because every film has I don't know if we're going to make it, babe. Tear traces cheek. And I knew they were on a close-up. I was like, do you want it again? Here we go. I don't know if we can do it, babe. Tear traces cheek. Literally, I was like, consistent as hell. People are like, I don't know how you're doing that. I'm like, well, I'm being a little bit of an asshole right now. Like, I know what we're going for. This is a heightened emotional moment. I am putting myself in the pocket. But repeatable performances, dude. It's like, people think it's like catching lightning in a bottle. But if you can't do the thing over and over again, if sound wasn't ready, if you weren't rolling, holy shit, what does it matter?
Right.
Like, your job as an actor is to be able to recreate truth, relive it over and over again, and be brave and honest every time. So if the tears don't come and it's not authentic and real, then that doesn't matter. If you're living through the experience, that's what matters. So anyway, that's my 5-minute dime store acting lesson for y'all out there.
Thank you, Ricco, for coming into town and being in the movie, meeting the guys, meeting the crew, coming to the party.
You got a good group of people. I came and drank your beer. Thank you.
And being on the podcast, 230 something, somewhere around there. I don't know when I'm going to post this one. I'm going to try and knock a couple out before I go on vacation to the Philippines.
Love it.
And just have those scheduled to drop while I'm away.
That's so cool. Go eat some lumpia for me. I love it. I wish you could freeze some and bring it home, but it'll melt. So.
I mean, like, look, my wife makes the egg rolls, the lumpia.
I want to do it over there, man. It's okay. Anyway, it's okay. Safe travels, brother. It's good to see you, and whoever out there you listening to this, thanks for hanging in. It's what a treat to be able to have you guys like a fly on the wall here, listening to me and my buddy from literally 20 year long, longer than that friendship, and us finally getting to work together in this capacity, rediscovering each other in this art form is I'm tickled by it. It's really, really cool.
Well, maybe this is just the beginning. Let's call it.
Or maybe it's the end.
No, don't do that.
Maybe it's the end. I'm just gonna see, but that's
this is the end.
But that's what keeps it exciting, you guys. Anyway.
I mean, look, every movie that I've made so far, I've said, not again, never again. Now here I am, 6 in. I'm 6 in. Well, with that was Sequel Podcast for this week. Thank you. I am Matt Bonta.
This is Ricco Fajardo. Go play Grand Theft Auto 5.
Peace out.